What if everything we know about the origins of human civilization is incomplete? What if long before modern nations, before recorded history, before even the oldest textbooks we study today, there existed a civilization so advanced that its knowledge rivals parts of our own? And what if that civilization vanished so completely that only fragments remain, scattered across continents, buried under soil, hidden in myths, and misunderstood by modern science? For centuries, historians believed human progress followed a simple path: stone tools, then farming, then cities, then technology, a straight line from primitive to advanced. But the deeper archaeologists dig, the more that timeline begins to fracture, because some discoveries simply do not fit. Across the world, ancient structures stand as silent witnesses to a forgotten age. Cities built with mathematical precision, stones cut and placed with accuracy modern machines struggle to replicate, astronomical alignments that require advanced knowledge of the sky, and none of it should exist, at least not according to the official timeline. One of the most striking examples lies in the Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished over 4,500 years ago in what is now Pakistan and northwest India. At a time when most societies were still forming basic settlements, the Indus Valley had already mastered urban planning. Cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were not chaotic clusters of homes. They were carefully designed. Streets followed precise grid patterns. Bricks were standardized across vast regions. Buildings were constructed with consistency and planning that suggests central coordination and advanced engineering knowledge. But what truly sets this civilization apart is something rarely discussed: sanitation. Nearly every home had access to clean water. Covered drainage systems ran beneath the streets, removing waste efficiently and safely. Some houses even had private bathing areas connected to underground sewers. This level of public health infrastructure would not appear again in many parts of the world for thousands of years. And yet, despite all this sophistication, there are no signs of powerful kings, massive palaces, or towering temples. No statues celebrating rulers, no evidence of standing armies or grand monuments built to glorify elites. It appears the Indus Valley functioned as a highly organized, possibly egalitarian society, one that valued stability, cleanliness, and planning over conquest and display. Then, without warning, it began to disappear. Cities were abandoned. Infrastructure fell into disrepair. Trade networks collapsed. And by around 1900 BCE, one of the most advanced civilizations of the ancient world had faded into obscurity. There is no clear evidence of invasion, no mass graves, no burned cities, just silence. Some scientists point to climate change. Rivers may have shifted course, disrupting agriculture and water supply. Others suggest earthquakes or long-term environmental stress, but none of these explanations fully account for the scale and speed of the collapse. And the Indus Valley is not alone. In southeastern Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, a site that forces historians to confront an uncomfortable truth. It is more than 12,000 years old, dating back to a time when humans were supposedly simple hunter-gatherers. And yet, Göbekli Tepe is anything but simple. Massive stone pillars, some weighing over 20 tons, were carved and arranged into complex circular structures. The stones are decorated with detailed reliefs of animals, lions, snakes, birds, etched with remarkable precision. This was not random construction. It required planning, cooperation, and an understanding of geometry and symbolism far beyond what we once believed possible for that era. Even more astonishing, Göbekli Tepe predates agriculture. According to conventional history, humans should not have had the resources or organization to build monuments of this scale, which raises a disturbing possibility. What if civilization did not begin with farming? What if organized societies existed before agriculture, and agriculture was a consequence of them, not the cause? If that is true, then much of what we believe about human development must be reconsidered. As researchers examine ancient sites across the globe, they find similar patterns repeating again and again. In Peru, massive stones at Sacsayhuaman fit together with such precision that even a sheet of paper cannot slide between them. At Baalbek in modern-day Lebanon, stone blocks weighing over 800 tons were transported and placed with accuracy that defies simple explanation. At Pumapunku in Bolivia, Stones were cut at perfect right angles, with drilled holes and grooves that suggest advanced techniques. The question is not whether ancient people were intelligent. The question is whether they possessed knowledge we no longer have. Mainstream explanations often attribute these achievements to enormous labor forces using basic tools over long periods of time. But many engineers and architects admit that even with today's technology, replicating some of these feats would be extraordinarily difficult. And then there are the stories. Across cultures separated by oceans and thousands of years, ancient texts tell remarkably similar tales. Stories of a golden age, stories of advanced beings or enlightened rulers, stories of knowledge handed down from a previous world. Most haunting of all, stories of destruction. The Sumerians wrote of a great flood that wiped out civilization. Ancient Indian texts speak of powerful weapons and flying machines used in wars of a distant past. Plato described Atlantis as a technologically advanced society that vanished beneath the sea in a single day and night of catastrophe. The Bible, the Epic of Gilgamesh, Mesoamerican legends, and Aboriginal oral histories all contain versions of a global flood. Are these coincidences, or are they fragmented memories of a real event, passed down through generations, altered by time, yet rooted in truth? Some researchers believe that around 12,000 years ago, Earth experienced a catastrophic event, possibly linked to the end of the last ice age. Rapid climate shifts, massive flooding, rising sea levels, and possibly even cosmic impacts may have reshaped the planet. If an advanced civilization existed before this event, its coastal cities would now be underwater, its technologies destroyed, its knowledge reduced to myth. Only stone would survive. And that is exactly what we find. Stone monuments, stone tools, stone structures that refuse to fit neatly into our historical timelines. This possibility is deeply unsettling because it suggests that human civilization is not unique. It suggests we are not the first to reach this level of advancement. And if others rose before us and fell, then we must ask an uncomfortable question. What caused their collapse? Was it environmental disaster, internal instability, over-reliance on fragile systems, or something we have yet to understand? Because when we look at our own world today, the parallels are impossible to ignore. Our civilization is more technologically advanced than ever before, yet also more interconnected and more fragile. We depend on electricity, satellites, digital networks, global supply chains, and delicate ecological balance. A major climate shift, a global conflict, a technological collapse, a cosmic event. Any one of these could erase centuries of progress within a single generation. Future humans may one day discover the remains of our cities. They may find our monuments, our infrastructure, our ruins buried beneath layers of earth. And they may wonder how a civilization so advanced could disappear, just as we do now. Perhaps the greatest lesson of lost civilizations is not about mystery or myth. It is a warning. Progress does not guarantee survival, and history may not be moving forward in a straight line, but in cycles we have yet to break.